that's come in already for SHIBA. So we'll take a look at that and we'll take a look at some others. I'll hit the intros again for fun. And we're back for the fine. Reject all of them. Reject all and save F off. Right, Shiba Inu is a breed of hunting dog from Japan. So that's what it is. Yes, great. So here we have it. Whatever, eh? Anyway, we can still use TA and everything on it. It's all good. It's just that you're in a world. Anyway, we can still use TA and everything on it. It's all good. It's just that you're in a world where, of course, like I say, you're going to see drive after drive after drive of divergences, and them not playing out because it's you know, a bull at poker. Have you ever played poker, right? Have you ever played poker and had a bigger stack than everybody else at the table at poker? Have you ever played poker, right? Have you ever played poker and had a bigger stack than everybody else at the table? Have you ever done that? I'm sure that the people will have. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that have done that. Have you ever done it? Have you ever been at a poker table and you've had 20,000 credits and there's 6 other people at the poker table, and between them they like? So the ones who do know, super chat, thanks so much for that, Sarah. The ones who do know what that's like, we can tell you all about it, right? You can dictate the terms of play for everybody else. They can't afford the ante, you can. You can make them not afford it. You can make it so that every single thing that they do has got way higher risk. You can change the conditions of the game. You can almost change the rules of the game because you're a financial powerhouse and they aren't. Now, there's huge risk involved with way more money than everybody else. That experience when you're sat at the table with way more money than everybody else is like this experience. Wouldn't be a Rocky Outcrop show if it didn't at least once try to move the charts and draw a line instead. My God, right? Really? Wouldn't be all of this going on. Now, this actually did eventually turn around, which is quite nice. And technical analysis does work, like I say on it. It's just it's really going to put it to you. Technical analysis does work, like I say on it. It's just it's really going to put it to you. And then all the way up here, what about this? All the way up here is that you're getting ding, 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 like all this, again and again and again, again and again and again. Like this is obviously the decline here, and along the tops, like the divergence all the way along here, all the way along, and it just didn't give up. It just didn't give it up, and what that is in so many ways is this. It's the poker table, and you're here and you've got all the money, and everybody here is like, we're going to play poker, we're going to do risk to reward poker game, I'm going to bluff or whatever, and this person who's like, comes round, ante up, everybody has to put in $10. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay to see the flop. Oh, I think I've got a really good chance of this one. Oh, I don't know. You've seen it happen, right? So that's what that is. And what I mean really for people, again, that people that don't understand is that this person here can dictate the terms at which you're able to play. They can choose everybody else's risk to reward. Like the ante comes round, it's $20, $20, $20, $20, $20. All these guys know that $20 represents 1% of their entire account balance. This person then drops in $72. And it's like, you know what? This one's not worth it. And this not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Then there's this guy who only got in because he was like, it's a punt shit. Not if you're playing with friends and all that, but you don't want them sat there feeling happy and everything else. You want to dictate conditions, etc. That's what's going on here. That's what happens with this thing, and that's just how this is. So it's like, around we go, and then somebody's like, which means that if you're from your other high down to where it ultimately went, it only went down 5%. So you see what I mean? Like the end result being that that position where you're at the table and you feel like like all these ones because somebody else is dictating play, and you're getting you would get a 6% win by longing the RSI oversold conditions compared to a 5% win know that between the two overall peaks there's also bearish divergence, and then that you're not getting any sort of change in conditions at all, and you're not even really getting a proper test of this thing. That in fact, in terms of the structure of it, that ultimately the next low that came in, the actual next low that came in, really the next low that came in was only a couple of percent down. So from the very peak up here down the way to here 222, and the conditions the rest of the time is that they all decide to get out. They all decide to get out. Some of them might get out whenever, right? Some of them might not even pay. They might not even get in. Might be like, scenarios in poker where this guy pays a blind of $20. This guy pays a blind of $120. This guy just cancels. This guy cancels. This guy cancels. Well, actually, this guy pays the half ante and then cancels. This guy has to play the full ante, so is paid $20 and cancels. It gets back around to this point here, and he just cancels. So this one's taken $10, $30, $50 at this stage by betting $125 into a table where nobody's able to actually afford to play against them. Why can they not afford to play against them? Because if they actually win against this one, they'll only make 6%. Or no, sorry. If they actually win against this one, they'll only make 5%. But if they choose to stay out of it until such times as this fucker here themselves is like needing a wee or whatever, or isn't just or just simply put is changing things up a wee bit, then they get the chance to do it. So then they get the chance to make the 6% that time. So who's the lucky guy at the table here? Well, it's this person here gets to wait and see. This one here's got the advantage, because they get to see what this one's betting, whereas this one here is always exposed. Every time they chuck in every time it's coming around for a bet, they don't get to make their own mind up. This person makes their mind up for them. Do you see what I mean? So if somebody else is at the table and they're betting, and you're at the table and you're trying to do your game, and actually this person here is making all of your decisions, that's what's going on in this market. So, love me a bit of beast mode. Anyway, yeah, where are we? Well, this is negative, right? This is negative. That's negative. But we're seeing some kind of patterns in here with this doodad. If this is actually turning around and turning into what we saw kind of over here, in terms of, exploitative movements towards the top side, risk towards them, people actually think that they're being involved in this and trading this thing at the time. This is remarkable. It's remarkable. Who'd have thought that a token that has people like Elon Musk talking about it would have had anything unusual going on? It never occurred to me. So yeah, who'd have thought it? So yeah, will we start to see the guy who's doing this didn't do it with the extreme detail of what's been done in other chart lands, but it's okay because he's doing a good job. Let's give him a wee briefcase. There you go. Now you know he's a worker. Now you know he's got, which is funny. But in the US, you might be able to do that. Anyway, do you see how this guy suddenly looks a lot more like he's capable of doing the job? By the way, see how this it started off, right? And I was like, here's this guy. And you're like, no, he can't do it. I don't care if he's wearing a hat. There's no way he could do this. There's no way he could do this job you're talking about. Anyway, that's a whole substantial chunk of education right there with regards to how this is going. So if you want to have it, so I don't know. I dare say that what might have looked like, so a chart that might have looked like before, that looked like this, where you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what this is all about, right? That there, I think that by doing this, and although it's ridiculous, and I get comments from time to time of people in the YouTube saying to me that it's I sometimes get people saying, oh, very, very, very rarely, that it's silly. That you can see this dude here, who's a very, very, very cute looking, happy little chap, but a little bit gormless, is doing what's happening over here. And then you've got this chart, and you've got, please have the drawings on it that I just did. And then you've got this guy who's a bit more of a sensible looking adult businessman type fellow, but dressed similarly, doing the same sort of thing here. And then suddenly, then you can see a chart which actually, you know, has got more kind of familiarity to it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to follow along with it at all. It's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's dynamics at play that happen in markets, and this is us witnessing it. Now, this has been when we look back in the future, 2021 will be the year for this. This will be the year for